I am a girl who has only lived 14 years. On the day I was murdered, I met a horrible demon. He was my next-door neighbor. I met him in a cornfield. He begged me to visit his newly built basement. Innocently, I followed him down the hall, but it was a decision that would leave me here forever. I had just gone down the hall when I saw some strange dolls, and this room reveals a hint of weirdness. He happily introduced me to the various toys in the room, but soon I realized that the atmosphere was getting more and more wrong. He began to use his hands to tease my hat, and then he also took off his own clothes. This sudden scene scared me. I'm starting to think that the man in front of me is becoming more and more of a psychopath. I climbed up there in fear. Luckily, he didn't grab me. I climbed out without any problem. I started running through the cornfields in a desperate frenzy. I don't know how long it took, but I finally reached the road. But then I saw a woman. She looked at me very strangely, but now I just want to run home to my mom and dad. Soon, I came to a small town not far away from my home. And not far away, I saw my father anxiously looking for me. I called out to him. I couldn't believe what was happening in front of my eyes. And then I ran desperately back to the home. I had just arrived at my room when I heard my mom's voice. So I quickly made my way to the second floor when I saw a room lit up with a blinding light. After a few minutes of thought, I summoned up the courage to open the door. A man was lying in the bathtub. The floor was stained with blood and dirt. I turned my head and saw something familiar. There was a string of bells hanging over the sink. The bells were given to me by my dad. A sound came from behind me. I turned around and looked back. The man in the bathtub was the same man from the cornfield. It was then that I realized I was dead. But why did my murderer get away with it? I roared out in anger and discontent. But as I roared, my body turned to ashes. The next day, the police found my hat in the dirt. My mother was very sad to find out the truth. All she could do was lie in my father's arms and cry helplessly. But my father didn't give up looking for the murderer. After continuous efforts, he finally found a clue. Because I liked to take photos when I was alive, I left behind a lot of film. My father found a stranger in the photos when they were being developed, and this person was the murderer who had killed me. My father drove to the murderer's home very quickly. Just as he got out of the car, he saw a cage made of branches in front of the car. My father asked him what he was doing with the cage, but the murderer lied that it was for catching prey. But I knew that the prey the murderer was talking about was us young girls. At that moment, my father saw wilted roses next to the cage. He was curious and picked up a rose. A miraculous scene took place. The wilted roses blossomed once again. The killer panicked and told my dad to go home. Then he hurried to his room.